Oh, no, I'm not.
Perfect as always.
It's like a game at the intro to see if I can actually pull it off. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and see,
Smooth.
yeah, even better. The best intro. Best intro.
Well, we've had the best show, best intro though. That's today's.
Record that and run that as the intro.
Everything going wrong. Running around on fire.
Yeah. Oh man, my jaws hurt because I was laughing. Oh gosh, wait. All right, I gotta one more thing. Pull up.
Wolflord's already commented.
Yeah, thanks for
always start our show.
Thanks for waiting for this, Wolf Lord. We appreciate it. Oh, gosh.
It's always the simple things that really get you.
Oh man,
animals,
that was
kids,
good.
or
I needed a good laugh. So I did a tweet. Oh, I opened a website. So I had the website. I don't have like any real merch or anything up yet, but I wanted to get one going. So if anyone's listening, and you can go to artistempire.com, and you know what? I'll do that right now. I'm going to pull up this other screen.
Wolflord asking what set it off.
So I got a little website up. You can come in here. I just have the different like header images. If you were to click this, it takes you to a forum thread about Paintover Day. This just lets you know when the show is. You can follow on YouTube right there. These are going to grow. I just wanted to hold these in place for now. Like, people are going to ask about the information on a Paintover, so I wanted to start assembling it. I used yours as an example. Oh wait, I don't have you in here right now. Let me pull you back in. 1, 2.
I look good as a tank.
Wait. 1, 2. There we go. And so got that up. The one thing what I did, it's kind of cool. You can drop videos in here, and then I'll be able to do stuff. It's right in there, so you don't have to leave. They're embedded, so that was nice. The forum. So I'm going to try a few things out with this, and it's totally antiquated forms of communication, but one of my thoughts is for free Paintover Day. So I had in here, and I'm going to start doing some stuff in there for dropping the pictures. So you can put all the pictures kind of in the forum thread, because I kind of wanted to try getting with YouTube, Instagram, it was sort of hard because they can't like reply with pics or anything, you know. And I was like, well, if I put it there, then at least people who want to, have a chance and can put some in there. I don't fully know, how I will end up, promoting it or do whatever, but I'll just try a bunch of different stuff. But anywho, so that's the website. Go check it out. And now I'm going to show you the ones I chose. Let me get this and this, because of course I was running behind. So this one was a very cool one. I took the units out. So it was this photo. And it was John, I think it was John. And he replied on the forum and on Twitter. When I sent the tweet out, I think I worded it kind of goofy, and I think people thought you had to drop the photo on the forum, which I wasn't. I was just like, I knew I was going to pick one or two out of the forum, and then I would like continually take out of Twitter, just because more people put it on there and already have Twitter and all that. So I'll adjust that for next week's thing. But chose this one because I dig it, and I've seen it here a few times, and I wanted to get it like it's kind of driving through. I took them out, and I want to do some like lighting on it and have it firing. I just kind of get some motion in there. So it had the nice shadow. I was like, all right, it's got a cool shadow. If I can light it decent, I might be able to do something. And then I also have this Necron one, which started out, I have to shrink it. This one. Cool. I like this photo a lot. The composition, it kind of reads sideways. I was like, okay, I can have them firing, the Necron guns, the lasers compositionally will look cool on it. And I was like, I'll try to put them, like some nice light on them and glowing in that. And I may do one more, but we will see. Since I was planning on starting early, and of course I was talking to Lee just a moment earlier about like all the things that always pop up and prevent you from starting properly. The iPad was full again, even though 2 days ago I straightened it all out and cleaned a few gig off, and it was literally right before the show. It's getting full, and I had to go clean it up again. So yeah. And now that I'm done babbling, hi Lee.
There was where Wolflord Lewis and hey Richard, Rich Nutter as well. Wolflord, what happened was we was getting into the zone, ready to come on to do the show this evening, and Scott said, "Right, I'm gonna play an intro in," and it didn't happen. And oh no, I'm not. And it just tickled us. And then I think because I was laughing at him, he was laughing at me, and it just continued. And that's when it came live, and we were still laughing. And it was most humorous. As I was saying, it's the simple things that go wrong that are more funnier in general. But yeah, it was just a little. I'm gonna do this. Oh no, I'm not. He rolled a one on his D20. I'm gonna do this. No, you're not. And he didn't. So we're here now. Everything's cool. Everyone's here. Hello, everybody. Rich, hi guys. How's it going?
Rich, thanks for making it. And Rich submitted on the forum. He submitted a really cool one, and I believe it was the two Titans. Oh gosh, you should see this Titan picture. I will, in a little while, I'll pull it up on here, because you'll like it, Lee. It's a big one, and then the smaller one, and it's on a nice like 45 like up angle, and it's got the good shadow underneath the armor and everything, and they're kind of walking forward. So I was happy. So thank you, Rich, for getting on that forum and dropping that picture off. I do really appreciate it, because that one will get done. And what's Wolflord? Are you working on anything? Or is Wolflord hobbying or anybody?
Well, you're saying here, if he was remembering correctly on the forum, ye said ye were going to be doing my Repulsor Executioner.
For Wolflord, I think yes. And I don't even have that pulled up yet, Wolflord. I'm going to end up, I might do that after these two. So that one will get done too. I wanted to pick these up, and probably that one. I'm trying to get 3 done. I just didn't load it up on here yet. So I'm going to try. I don't know what color to make these lasers on this thing.
Well, they're Eldari. We could go rainbow, but that might be a bit difficult. So green is cool. But I say with the Eldari tank, the super heavy tank, which is the Scorpion, that is one of my favourite models that Forge World made for the Eldari race. It's a real chunk of grav tank, and those pulsers, which are like Titan grade weapons, really
Yeah.
hurt. They really quite sting when being shot by them, as I know because I got my Titan Iracundus got shot by one. It was during a really large apocalypse game, and the thing can deep strike, so it deep striked right near to.
Oh, interesting.
It waited for one of his allies to strip my shields, and then it shot me with its pulsars and basically reduced me down to 3 hit points from about 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
I didn't
quite
know they had deep strike in that.
yeah, it was Eldari. This was a few editions ago as well.
Yeah,
So
but still, I just didn't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah, no, they do like to pop in and say hello with their Titan killing weaponry. But then I killed it with a Thunderhawk down its throat, so that was good.
Yeah.
Hey, Iruz. Hello.
Hey, he made it. Good. Thank you for coming.
Wolf Lord, Bleeding Elder. Yeah. It was it was a game where we was meant to be like Chaos versus Imperials, and there weren't enough Chaos. So some of the other players who turned up there was going to be two big games. There was going to be Imperials versus Chaos, and then there was another APOC game going on next to us, which was going to be Eldari versus Imperials. But those Imperials didn't turn up, so the Eldari came onto our game. Some on the traitors, some on the loyalists, and yeah, it was a complete bloodbath. But yeah, it went a bit crazy at times. My hex templates arrived from Anarchy. Thanks for the recommend. Looking forward to getting the hexes all over the preset box. Yeah, those with those hexes, when you pull them off the sheet, some of them will stay in the actual thing. So I just poke them out with like, well, actually, I use like the modeling tool for green stuff with the pointy bit. I just poke them through, just get them off. Although if you're doing fire wasps, you can leave one or two in because it all adds to the fun when you spray over the things. Yes, Killock, Iracundus does not approve. He doesn't like being shot. It's not that he has a phobia of it. He has a mild hatred of being shot. And that was probably the worst one attack he's ever had to endure from anything, really. Normally he gets whittled down, but those Eldari super heavies are just killers. That was very unfortunate.
Yeah, and is it still? I mean, it probably is. Like back when I was playing by like whatever second edition, they it was they were hard hitting some of them like with a, but they were like lightly defended. That's kind of always been their thing even till now. Correct?
Yeah, yeah, they've got some really nasty weapons. They're
Yeah.
normally quite good at shooting and combat
Yeah.
and moving sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they are a bit waffer thin.
Yeah.
Although like their aspect warriors are quite tidy. Obviously low strength compared to a space marine, but most things are anyway. Because they're like strength 3, I think.
Yeah. True.
But they're normally like Dark Reapers used to have like I think they had 2+ armor. Dark Reapers, for example, and
Mm-hmm.
Scorpions had 3+, and then all the other aspect warriors had 4+, and Guardians had 5+. But it made a difference, and most of their weapons are quite short ranged as well in most cases, like shurikens and stuff like that. But they did dish out a lot of firepower.
Yeah, they could if they got the good jump on. be able to fire all that, they could. So okay, good to know.
Yeah, it's like with orcs. Orcs put out lots of shots, but they're not accurate.
Yeah.
But Eldar are, which is quite yeah. It's especially like Dire Avengers with Blade Storm they used to have, which basically give more shots. Erus, you haven't missed much really. We've just sort of smoothly,
Yeah,
grace
it was a real smooth.
smooth, very smooth. We were super smooth when we started, like, hyper smooth. So
you can tell it's it's like the 14th one or something. I'm trying to number them.
no, I think it could be 13th or 14th.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, something in there.
I'm going 13th because it's the 13th tomorrow, and 13th is my birthday.
Oh, so
That's why when I posted earlier on when I saw your post,
right. I forgot.
and I said there would be cake.
Yeah. You did get it. Wait. We give the birthday boy a special zoom in. Let me make sure. Solo. You're going solo. Yeah.
I said there was cake. There is cake, and I did put a disclaimer that I would have the cake. So these are little. Over here, there's a store over here called Marks and Spencers, which is like a high-end supermarket, and they do very tasty, like delicious stuff.
Yeah.
And Percy Pig is their signature sweetie, and they've stuck it on.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'll save him for later. It will be yes.
You could
Rich
you could take a mid-show. Give yourself a mid-show treat.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I've got some other treats, but
okay, good. As long as you got some.
They are all for me, unfortunately, because I can't. We don't have Wonka vision, so we can't give them.
One day they'll be having the replicators or whatever.
One day, give us the Wonka vision.
Yeah.
Daka Daka. Can't mention orcs without mentioning Daka Daka.
Thanks for appreciate you all stopping by and chatting. That really helps with all this. I noticed. I saw before. I have this little thing, vidIQ, right? Whatever. It's like it's a little companion thing that just goes along with some of the statistics. It's probably all who knows if it's helpful or not. But the one time I noticed I was like ranking with a video, but I like refreshed it and it was gone, and I'm like, huh. I like one of the keywords, and then I noticed the other one I put on a short, it ranked under a few words, and I double checked it and it still held. And so that I went on, YouTube under a different device and searched the key term to see what video it would pop up as. So like if you searched Adeptus Titanicus, I think it was like the 14th video or something that was coming up, and it was probably higher. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I didn't even think they'd let a channel this small. Like, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, that's cool for just the term Adeptus Titanicus, and it stayed there for a while, and it did it under a couple key words, and then I think it probably fell off through the night. You know what I mean? As like more come on or like relevant, but I was like, all right. So I saw it before and it fell away really quick. And so then I saw it either one other time, but now I'm noticing like it'll stay longer, So I was like, all right, cool. But anyway, that was a long ways to say like thanks for like helping and chatting and viewing it all, because that stuff kind of all builds, and you know how the algorithm is these days.
It's all those algorithms. Damn those algorithms.
Those algorithms control everything.
Okay.
I don't know if I like the exhaust, and am I putting it on the right layer? Okay, we'll see.
Right, yeah, Eru, sorry, yeah, I've just checking my Instagram. I just noticed that I had a message request. Was that last week you sent that? Oh, bloody hell, sorry. I'm just checking it. Oh my god, that poor Imperial Knight. What have you done to it? It looks awesome. I wish I could actually share the picture onto here, because this is a proper Imperial Knight that he's converted over into a Gorka Knight. So
Really?
yeah, no.
Can you tweet it? Like tag me and tweet me
Right, I'm gonna
if you can. If not, no biggie.
save the picture, and then I'll pop that onto Twitter.
Way.
So
Is this a Forge World model? Do you know?
yeah.
I say it's got to be. It looks darn big. I don't know this. Oh yeah, I did have it with the people next to it. That was huge. I'll try it. Yeah, I just wanted that tweet later. I'll try to take a look at it.
Yeah, as I say, I can't talk and type.
No worries. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go re-listen to later to what a debacle the intro was. That was hilarious. Oh, and I was thinking, there's how many hours in a week? And the last couple of weeks, the only time I streamed is like Wednesday, and there's like what we stream for 2 hours. So out of all, there's only 2 hours in the whole week, and what are the odds that they would be cutting the grass on the same 2 hours that whole week? So the grass is gonna be getting cut. So we'll probably hear some lawnmower action for on and off for a while. So.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is cutting grass? Or is not another FBI helicopter raid?
Yeah, no, I still think we're good for the FBI. We're lucking out. Didn't play the Titan Warhorn at all.
Don't mention the Warhorn.
Those are cool.
Just putting some other tags in there as well. Come back. Check the spelling.
Oh, you know, I know. I don't really. I just fire and forget. It's like.
That's so American.
Like, so I can be like, this idiot doesn't know how to spell. Sure. Like,
it's done now. It's gone.
Yeah. And let's like deal with it. I'll be okay.
All right, I've just tagged you in it anyway. I'm just going to sort out lighting situation. Let there be light.
And man, you know what? I should have put like the website on one of these and had a pop up. I haven't done any of that forever. Bad host. And I have all the power. Where is this? I forgot I can do comments too. There.
So I like the color combinations on this thing as well. The yellow and creams.
Yeah. That kind of earthy tone is not used too much, you know. And it was nice. It's like a cream tan. I don't even know. I just liked it. That in the shadow got me. I was like, oh yeah, it's got that nice flying shadow, and we don't get anything like that too often.
Yeah, well, it's like with those Titans I posted up on yesterday. My Legio Fortidus Titans with the I wasn't looking at doing them, but Vincent Notley sort of he used some sort of reverse brain power psychology thing to get me to work out an easy way of doing the paint scheme. And I did that and found out I really liked it. So it's like the cream and the orange, and you know I love that color combination.
Yeah,
especially on like sci-fi stuff.
It does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that it is a classical. I didn't think about that till you mentioned it, but you're right.
Oh, King Crimson, hello.
Yo, King Crimson, thanks for coming on.
Apparently, my War Master had mints of free hand. Whatever that means. Yeah, the autocorrect thing. Yeah, it's I hate that, especially with Twitter, because you can't edit tweets, and you write down something really awesome, post it, and then you realise that autocorrect's changed something. So it's annoying.
Yeah.
And Wolflord agrees that the Gorkonite is amazing. So it is, and it looks really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing it painted. So again, Eros, if you want to tag me when you post it on Instagram or Twitter or wherever you are, just do it.
Post it. Go
Yeah,
to
I'll message
artistempire.com
on
and post it on
Instagram
the
as well.
forum.
So your messages will come through, and I'll see them instead of not. All right, let's get back to normal because I need.
Irus, if you go to artistempire.com, you can, if you just sign up to the forum, I think you just enter your email or whatever. You'll see the threads. Go, I'll start one, or you can start one in there and just drop it off in there. Because I'm going to start, for people who watch on YouTube and for like Instagram, when I start doing the free paintovers, I want to, because before it was just on Twitter. So I'm trying to get, Instagram and people who follow me that way on YouTube, so that they have a place where they can drop them off and get a chance too.
Yeah, Irus, I screen capped the picture of the Gorkonite, put it onto Twitter, and I mentioned that your tag on Instagram. So hopefully you might get a couple of extra followers on Instagram for you. So always try to help out, pump those numbers up.
You seem. When did I watch you? When did you stream last? I see you getting all popular. You broke. He's already got his own show. He's all popular. What was it, like Saturday? When do you stream?
8 p.m. BST
Yeah.
on the Forge of Mars with my basically inane ramblings because I still haven't managed to work out certain things, as in having people on to my YouTube.
Yeah. It all takes time.
Yeah. Hopefully, we've got a camera, so we should be able to do camera thing, so actually you can see me because I'm holding up the models to the screen. See, like that. Still figuring out how to pose for a camera. So I'm painting in a non-natural position for me, so people can see what I'm doing. Because the only, as I mentioned before, I've had one sort of a negative comment about my first video, which was I put a build along sort of thing, and the guy was saying, "Well, we don't see the model," although I was showing it after gluing it together and going, "Here you go," and showing the pieces and stuff. He may not have watched that long because it was a long video, because I just like this ramble for 5.5 hours.
I know that. Well, I'm surprised you pull it off, because I think you had mentioned it too. Like, you were on there for a few hours talking good, like your throat and everything. It's nice when we're together, because I'm like, okay, you can pause, get a drink. You know what I mean? Like, just a little breather, get your voice chilled out. I'm like, 4 hours of talking is a serious numb it up.
Yeah, it's quite intense. But yeah, it's it wipes me out as well. So I'm like ready for bed once I finish it. I've gotten the times down, so it was 5.5, then it went to 4.5. The last one was just over 4 hours.
Okay.
But it obviously depends on who's about, really. So like with the guys here when they join in with the chat, which last week's I wasn't. You know, you get like the chat come up on the side of the screen
Yeah.
normally. Yeah, I wasn't getting that, and for about 20 minutes, I'm thinking, oh, there's people watching, but nobody's talking, and I'm like, what are you doing and stuff like that, and
Oh
I went
yeah.
onto my phone and then saw there was like a whole thread of conversations
See,
going on.
that happened to me just last time we streamed, and I couldn't see it all, and I had to bring it up a different way, So I noticed that too. I was like, oh, it does like drop off. So if you don't like check both sources, you might miss out on some stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
so yeah, I just went to you as I do here. I had my phone on watching the channel to make sure that I don't miss anyone.
Thank you. I know I got mine up on the PC. This one is a commission I'm working on. So it's a composite of two photos. So I put the front ones on and the back one on.
I recognise that War Master. Uh, well, I can't remember the name of the guy, but I recognise that one
Yeah.
from certain groups and stuff.
And so I want to do like this. There's something in my mind because I'm like, you got the glowing guns up front, and he'll be nice front and center, and you can get the. So I'm like, I wanted to get a wide view like this with a couple Titans there, and I'm like, I want to do on the rocket pods. I always, because as a kid I'd watch Robotech, and I still to this day I love their like rocket pods firing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, I haven't done one of these firing yet, so I want to do some like firing on there, and have some of the good, there's a lot of lasers and everything on these bad boys, and plasma and
It's
everything
all about the
else.
plasma. So lots of bluey glow.
Yeah, I mean, and it's nice because it has the blue. I don't know, like that the background might be kind of grayish because there's so much color with these. I'll have some explosions, but then kind of keep the background kind of like a cool color, I think, and that'll be fun. And then this one, um, this one for like Zealot miniatures, I got to work on some stuff. This is like, I don't know who they had paint this, but I love this paint job. That
That's
is
pretty
so, and I haven't had time, and they have the great like the purplish on the base, and they got the purple lighting underneath. So I really want to play into that, and keep that swamp kind of like purpley, and it's got the yellow on the head, so the sky should be like probably a little orangish yellow, and I want to kind of play with this. So it's
the
gonna
purple and
be
gold go well
it's gonna be
together.
challenged, but this is an amazing paint job.
Mm.
That's a cool mini too.
There's missing teeth.
Yeah, I like the little scales. He did such a good job on that. It's got like the scar on there and everything. Wrapped feet. Now back to work. Do some Necrons.
Do it like the Queen, smile and wave, and King Crimson. I dig those Necron warriors. I'm going to say the little scarabs just remind me of the ones that I painted up recently, because obviously the very similar scheme. I think he might be this Serac or
Yeah.
whatever. I can't even remember him. I was just painting loads of Necrons. I can't remember what dynasty they are, but they're the Silent Kings lot. So yeah, it's apart from the little central bit on their chest with the insignia and the red
Oh.
part on the guns, because that's the only difference between theirs and the red bit on the blade as well. The only difference
Oh.
between theirs and mine, really, a very similar look.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Anyone else got any funny tabletop kill stories from Wolf Lord Lewis? Um, I've got plenty. I have many. I'd like to see what you guys in the chat have. If any sort of significant kills or lucky kills or something that happened that shouldn't have happened but did, because they're always the best.
They are. That is kind of the
Thank
reason
you,
you play
Crimson.
them, to defy everything with an awesome dice roll.
Rich, every single Titanicus game. Yeah. There's always something funny going on. Those, it's like when you get the when you like firing a volcano cannon. You go, oh, I've got to get this shot. You roll your reactor dice, and you get a machine spirit comes up. You go, oh bugger. And then you got to try and if you fail your command check, then that machine spirit's taken over the Titan, and it can do a number of things which you've not planned for.
Yeah.
Wolf Lord. Toffee Troll. Hello, Toffee Troll. Oh,
That's
and his
Eru's.
Toffee Troll is Iruz. So yes, we're now referring to Iruz as Toffee Troll.
I know. See, the names always get me.
So Wolflord, his personal kill I've gotten was a Death Leaper that went after a Rune Priest, and I got melted by Night Warden with its Super Flamer.
I never played against the Knights.
Oh, they're fun. They like to kill things. Unless you're fighting up against Grey Knights.
Yeah.
Grey Knights hurt everything. They charge everything, and they have rerolls on everything, and they really
Mess everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, Rich knows how to play Adeptus Titanicus. Lure the enemy in close, blow them up. Horrendous chain reaction. That's the way to go. Noble Sacrifice is his new favourite stratagem. Yeah, some of those stratagems are really quite cool. And you know, you get ones where the strafing run, and lots of people are using Imperial Aeronautica Imperialis models and just putting them onto a little stand to represent the stratagem, because you can only go in one line, so you normally use it at the very first turn to use the stratagem, and it basically like the plane comes along and each Titan in that line takes so many hits, sort of thing. So it's just a weaken shield.
So that's like the stratagems are just like one-off in battle things type deal.
Some of them are one-off. Other ones have ongoing effects, and some are like something like a void shield generator is an actual asset that you place on the table, and you normally you've got macro cannon battery, vortex missile battery, communication stuff. So basically, if you keep like a void shield generator is the easiest one. So if you have a Titan within 2 inches of it, then you get to re-roll failed shield saves. There's a reactor which allows you to sort of drain off energy and stuff like that, and comms relay allows you to re-roll a failed command check, but you have to stay within distance of them. But then you got like stratagems, like you got like mines. So so somebody can move their Titan, and then you play the stratagem card. Oh, there's plasma mines there, and and it basically bypasses shields and just damages the legs straight away. But yeah, there's lots of little bits and pieces like that that add a little extra to it.
Yeah.
As I said, some are one-offs. There are some that you can do again. Obviously, you have to pay the points out again to reuse it.
Yeah.
Or there's ones which have continuous ongoing effects. So the last game I played in at Titan, the Legio Walks event, the guy deployed Titan hunting infantry, and so he had 3 little markers, and he placed them, and they're just annoyances, but they keep going each turn. So you either ignore them, get out of range of them, or you should kill them, sort of thing.
Okay.
And they can be surprisingly tough to kill. I actually ended up killing one by destroying the building it was in.
Okay.
So because I asked the Thomas Clark, who's one of the rule writers for Adeptus Titanicus, he was sort of reffing, walking the tables and that.
Yeah.
And I asked him, if I blew up this building, because this infantry unit's on top of it, and I blow the building up and it collapses, will they die? And he went, yeah. So it was actually easier for me to destroy the building and collapse it.
Yeah.
So yeah, because they were really tough. I couldn't kill them.
Huh.
Tenacious little buggers. A Wolf Lord. Oh, it was the Valiant knight with the 3-barreled flamer, 18 auto hits at strength 7. Yeah, that's going to ruin anyone's day. But if you're using it, you're going to have a fun. That and the harpoon. Get over here.
Get over here.
Everybody knows. Rich, I literally cannot wait to sacrifice a War Master. The points loss will mean I will never win, but imagine how big the explosion will be. Yeah, quite big. And obviously, you want to be running that as hot as possible before doing it as well. Just for that extra range and damage and explosive capability. A harpoon, which due to the house I run, can get to. Oh right. What house is that, Wolflord?
Do they still have they have the harpoons on? No, not Titans.
Yeah, yeah, they have them on Titans. Warhounds, they have the Plymouth because you have to fire the Ursa's Claw. It was a weapon designed, I think, by Angron or someone to do with Angron. They like harpooning things and then out and then stomping on them. Oh, hello. Ow, aka Office Painter.
Oh.
I'd love to walk in that room and swing you around by your ponytail like I was swinging a cat. Well, happy birthday to you too, you miserable sod. It's Office Painter's birthday today, so happy birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Office
Happy
Painter.
birthday.
Yeah.
Lee's about to turn what, 25, 26 tomorrow?
Oh, you. Well, technically, somewhere in the world is my birthday because
Very true.
I think if we was in Saudi Arabia, I think it's technically tomorrow, so it's my birthday. There you go.
You know, someone like really rich like got in a party jet and would like fly around just to stay in the time zone and do it all day or something. You know that must have happened.
Yeah, well, that's what I would do.
Yeah,
I would actually do that. Totally.
like, gonna spend a whole day partying.
Yeah. Well, I technically I generally celebrate the week my birthday's in.
Nothing wrong with that.
But then I also have it's a personal thing. I haven't done it in ages though, but I got this from my friend Martine. Her mum had the same birthday as me, 13th of May. But she had a reverse birthday at the end of the month because on her birthday she would celebrate it with her family. But on the 31st of May, she would have like a party with her friends.
Yeah,
I think so. And family if they wanted to. But it was like she kept them separately, so she kept that family group together for her. That's what she wanted. That's what she did. And as they swapped it around and had it for the end of the month for having like a going out for a meal somewhere, and just hanging out with her friends, which I thought was a nice touch. So I adopted that for a little while, but I haven't kept up with it. So I'm a bad Lily.
yeah.
Thank you, Office. House Volker. House Relic is a 1/2/3 to wound, always foul, and their unique stratagem is that 6 always hits, always double. Yeah, that's sick.
How many? I mean, this is probably a stupid question, but I know it's probably like there's unlimited houses, but like how many houses do they have kind of in game?
Um, in 40k or
Say a Titanicus or something.
Titanicus, I think there is.
Roughly.
I will tell you because I have.
Uh-oh.
I
I
won't tell you because I
I
took the
gotta
book out.
do an emergency let the puppy out, so you won't tell me yet, but I'm gonna mute this and then be back.
Uh, um, I would tell you, and what I need to do is find where I had taken a picture of the. No, is it no? Not on there. No, 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 no. So much nope. No, it's not there. I'll wait for him to get back about the night houses anyway. I think there's about 10 in the loyalist. Yeah, so Rich, with the in I think like all the other sort of stuff, there's obviously loads of night houses. In Adeptus Titanicus, there's only so many night houses they've covered, same as Titan Legios, because there's only 16 Titan Legios they've got in the last book, or is it 17? 16 or 17. And then night houses, I think there's only about 10 night houses that they actually have rules for. But to be fair, with the night houses, it's only warlord traits that they've got listed. So it doesn't really make too much of a situation for Imperial Night houses because it's only, warlord traits that only affect the warlord and his banner if you're having a lance. Obviously, I don't think you get them if you have a support banner. Support banner are just basically like indoctrinated knights, and yeah, it's only when you field them in lances or multiple lances that they get the extra bonuses and stuff. Or you can have the high scions and like the big like, boss man type dude leading them. Yeah, because I know, like with you say, don't apologise, Rich. Because technically there was loads of Titan Legios. Now, at one time, they said there was like 50 Legios that were created, and I think that's sort of that number has been lost, and they're saying that there's more out there. Each Forge world could maintain a Titan Legio sort of thing. So you either had established Forge worlds go out to try and establish another Forge world somewhere, and send some Titans out with them, and then they basically create their own Titan Legio and stuff, and then trade between the other bits and pieces. So, like Atarus, for example, was a sort of subsidiary of Riser and Legio Ozadax, I believe. But basically, Legio Ozadax is the founding Legio of Atara. So they sent out a small group of Titans somewhere, and they became Ataras. They had their own identity. Night houses, there's meant to be hundreds, because again, in like the golden age of humanity, of the golden age of technology, so knights were created in around 15,000, the year 15,000, and obviously Tyrannus was the first house, and then you got a few others on Mars, and then when they were sending out reclamation fleets and colonization fleets and all that, they sent out night houses, groups of knights to go and colonize worlds and protect them and stuff. And then Old Night happened, so some of those night houses were lost. Some of them were sort of survived but were in bad state of repair, and then others managed to survive and do all right for themselves.
See, that's why I gotta get one of those. I'm gonna have to get some of the books about them. Those are via audio. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Absolutely, Rich. Tyrannus the first and the best. Oh, I remember you mentioning something. No, you saw that was a wolf lord that you had that could get off so many like kills and stuff. But yeah, House Volcar with 46 shots with an Avenger Gatling cannon is just ridiculous. You know, even Horde Army. What Horde Army?
Mechanicus, thank you. Hello, thanks for watching. On lunch break, we got Mechanicus watching. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's just for office. He'd like to flip me around by my ponytail. Yeah, Hermetica. Yeah, I was. I considered Hermetica myself because I didn't think like when I first started with my AT Knights, because there was a whole like blue red, you know, changeover and stuff. But they have changed the fluff now. I'd like to say that I've influenced them somehow, just by talking lots about stuff. But yeah, it was. I didn't initially want to do Tyrannus in my AT stuff, but then I thought I've got to really. They are my big knights. I had to replicate the big knights in small scale. And so I've done a mix up. So I've got majority of blue, but then there are several or so knights that are in the red and silver, as they should be. Mechanicus would rather be painted.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit picture you had of the scale is really cool. I'm gonna take that and just like knock out the background. I want to like put the height marks on it. Like I want to see the actual like scale of them. I'm gonna put something kind of with it.
Well, as I said on that tweet, like the smallest knight at the beginning is the equivalent size to a Space Marine Terminator in Tartarus armor,
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah, it's nice to, and that's the thing. I took the same photograph last year, but without the War Master.
Yep.
And that's what made me get a War Master for Legio Solaria, because initially I wasn't going to, but because of that photograph, I wanted to replicate it again.
Yeah.
But the big guy, because it's quite nice just seeing how it all just like rises up.
Yeah. It's a good progression. It's steady.
Apart from between the Warhound and the Reaver, there's one missing.
There's one missing?
Well, scale wise, because they start at scale 3 with the small knight.
Okay.
Then they go scale 4 with the next knight, scale 5 with the fat knight, and then scale 6 is the Warhound. And then it jumps to scale 8 with the Reaver.
Okay.
So there's space for one.
The
so
fat knight.
fingers crossed.
Fat knight.
You get a nice little Titan in there.
It seems like that game is doing good. Like, at least from what I see online, it's talked about and stuff. Like, people really enjoy it. So,
yeah, well,
hopefully it continues to get love. And
well, it's been really supported well since release, like with their like books and stuff. Obviously, there's only so many like battles they can actually cover.
yeah.
So whether or not they want to expand on Titan Legios, because I know that there's Legio Destructor, who are known as the Steel Beasts. They are a very popular Titan Legio, because they're the ones that go around with speakers. They have big speakers.
Oh yeah,
Titans, because
that's what
they fight orcs.
Killock said. Love using little epic scale men on the bases models to drive the scale home, and that reminded me of this commission. If you look down here, look at the scale of these little guys. So he put like way down here. There's little ones, so you can cut, and even here, and there's a bunch here, and there's some over here.
Yeah, I stuck a couple of my early ones as well.
So that was pretty cool. I don't know what the scale is on that, if it's even closer now, but it's still cool.
Yeah, because the Titans themselves are meant to be sort of 8 mil.
Oh, Killock. Okay. I always, the names, I got to take this down. The name switches always great work on those minis. That thing is, let me look at it again while you're here, because I might have a question for you. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I got this one. The rockets, I see all that. There's so much on their shoulders. That War Master has a ton on there. No, I think I got what I need on this. Oh, are you okay, Killock, that I reversed the Titans? I reversed the Titans so the plasma on the left wouldn't be in line with the other one. So just let me know if you don't mind if I flip that, because those two are reversed because compositionally it was a little better. But if that bugs you, that's why their names are backwards. So
I did wonder.
Yeah. Now I will get back to doing some Necrons.
Yeah, I was saying I recognised that War Master when you showed it, and it's another fine example of Legio Ignatum's over everybody, because we have the coolest looking Titans, and everybody knows who we are. I always remember saying, like, when we first I set up the Legio Ignatum group on Facebook, and people saying, "Oh, I want transfers, and stuff like that," and I'm going, "We're probably the most easily recognisable Legio out there, you know."
Yeah.
And the nearest to us are going to be Metallica, but they have black and white stripes, and we have yellow and black stripes. So you know who we are without even looking closely at the symbols. But yeah, it was a certain Legio, like Legio Furians, easily recognisable. Legio Solaria, extremely easily recognisable, sort of thing. So sometimes you just don't need to have. It's great to have them, and don't get me wrong, I do enjoy having all those little special decals for your things, but certain Legios you don't have to worry about. You know who they are, and as long as your dice roll well and you absolutely annihilate your enemy in front of you, it's cool.
That's all good until I start like selling custom Legio logos. Then you got to have them for everything.
Oh, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Lord Lewis. Thank you. Oh, go on, Lee. What were you saying?
Yeah, sorry. He has no clue for a Titan Legions. I think if you're going to time in with your Space Wolves, sort of like have the Legio, Gryphonicus had ties with Space Wolves. Most Legios have walked with most Space Marine Legions or Space Marine chapters, because there's only so many of them and their services are often required. So there's no real sort of set Titan Legio that is specifically allied to somebody. That was only really in sort of the heresy, like with the Death's Heads, Mortis being tied in with the War Master. And for the lesser extent, the Fire Wasp were tied in with the Emperor. sort of thing. He had ideas for them, but I do know that Gryphonicus have had dealings with Space Wolves in the past. So a lot of people tend, like my mate Alex, who's a huge Space Wolf player like yourself, he went with his Titans with Gryphonicus because of that. So if that helps you out, they're the grey and yellow ones.
Huh.
So.
The Psychomancer. Oh yeah, that's right. The Psychomancer one. You were telling me about that last week, I think. Mechanicus. The Psychomancer box is sitting on my desk waiting to be built. The second I finish moving to new home, it's going to be great. Oh, moving will keep you busy. It'll be a good treat.
Yeah. Yeah, Gryphonic. Gryphonicus. The War Griffins. They're in the old Adeptus Titanicus days when they brought out Codex Titanicus, which was the second sort of book. Gryphonicus were the poster boys for that. Because
oh gosh, I think I remember that now. You just made me think of those Titans.
yeah, so with the moss and grey armor and yellow like heads and stuff.
Yeah.
I have fought alongside them on several occasions, and they are brave and worthy and Titans. And I haven't lost.
He speaks well of them.
I do. As in the game, the demo game at the Horus Heresy Weekender in 2017, where I was nominated as Princeps Sonorus, command in Iracundus over a Legio Gryphonicus battle group, and we won.
Oh yeah, there you go. So you can say it with authority, even.
Yeah. Well, they've incorporated what happened there into the background of the Firewasps, where
that's awesome.
They in Crucible of Retribution, this big ongoing battle between Forge Worlds.
Yeah.
Towards the end, Terra sent out the Firewasps. They took 8 engines of the Firewasps, and they went out there, and most of the loyalists basically just gave over command to the Firewasp Titans. So like they were spread out amongst all the battle groups, and they basically just said, "Okay, you're in charge," and they just went out there and basically just obliterated everything. With the assistance of the Titans Legios there. So it was the Morning Stars, which is Legio Astroman, was one of them. He was one of the main ones out there. But yeah, Gryphonicus are a really good. They've got really good sort of like background and fluff and the nice little characterful rules for their Legio as well. So, yes.
Are you gaming tonight?
Yes. We're starting a new.
You run a busy schedule, sir. You are making the most out of your life, your time on this planet.
Well, you have to. You get to a certain stage in life, and you realise I could be dead.
For real. That's like someone will be like, "Hey, what you want?" Like, yeah, I'm kind of really motivated just because I feel like I could be dead soon enough. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna bust ass at this as long as I possibly can because it really feels like you could just at any time not be around.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And who's going to buy Titans when I'm not about?
Yeah.
All you Titan Princeps out there are my children. The love of Titan warfare, which it is fun. And I'm sure that those that have played it in the chat will agree. It is fun.
And everyone in the chat, just remember, if you go to artistempire.com, you can sign in to the forum too if you want. and I'm going to be doing the free Paintover days, a good amount of it. So if anyone's watching this YouTube later, that's where I will set up some threads that you can drop some pics in, and I might do them on the show. So that's kind of one of the main ways I want to draw people. I want to give them a chance, from people like YouTube and Instagram to try to get one instead of only Twitter.
Oh, Toffee Troll. Don't worry, I can convert some while you're gone. So yeah, so once I die and people,
We're already
yeah,
we got it's like the vultures are circling. They're like, how many?
yeah,
How
he'll
many
get hold of
Titans do we
Titans and start making them Orky Titans.
have?
Thanks.
I like it.
Rich Titan Night Chat has made me decide that some little Questoris Sterix nights will be tonight's hobby. So I'm away for 10 minutes to wash some resin, and I'll stick the stream on my phone. See, that's dedication.
Wow, see, thank you.
And Mechanicus is going to have a dedicated hobby room for the first time. Woo!
That's something to celebrate right there.
Totally.
Like that's a whole different level. You get your hobby room and a little kind of quiet space or loud space.
Listening to us ramble and whilst you're painting.
Yeah. We'll try to be entertaining. I'm wondering when they will do it. I don't know. Maybe like a next year or something. Wolflord was asking, wonder when they will do an Imperator Emperor class for Titanicus. They're probably building up to it,
Well, with Forge World, I've got a cat meowing at me.
Oh,
no, you're not coming in. No. I know you're cute.
Like, they don't care about no stream or whatever you think you got going on. You can always got time for the kitty.
And the kitty's in. You hear that?
Yeah. Perfect. Aww.
So that's Franny.
Hi, Franny.
What are you going to do? Are you going to do anything? Are you in it?
I'm probably going to go hit the buttons. Turn off the audio.
Beep, beep, disconnect
you.
Nope, she's gone.
She's going to disconnect you.
She normally comes when I'm playing the Xbox. She'll come sit next to me and watch.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. It's interesting. I've seen that some dogs I've had will watch TV and then a lot won't. You know what I mean? They won't see it, depending on what animal. Some get into it and some don't.
Yeah. Now she's just pondering what to do. But yeah, going back to the question that Wolflord was asking about the Imperator Emperor class for Titanicus. Right. So with Forge World, or Specialist Games, which is a part of Forge World.
Yeah.
Now, if people buy Titans of the various classes, like the bigger boys, so like War Masters, they'll look at that and go, well, the War Masters are selling pretty good. So maybe we could do a even bigger Titan because these are selling good. And that's all it comes down to. If people basically are buying something, they will take it to the next stage.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're the business of selling plastic crack and resin crack to everybody.
Yeah.
So I always remember, like, for years, going to like Games Day and Warhammer Fest type things. If you ever went into the seminars for Forge World, you'd always get Tony Cottrell doing a pop sort of question saying, like, a poll basically. Okay, who would, if we were to make a Warlord Titan tomorrow, who would buy one?
Okay.
And you all show of hands. So, oh yeah, I'll buy one. And he kept on asking and asking and asking, and then eventually they made a Warlord Titan.
Huh.
So I would say if things continue the way they are with Adeptus Titanicus, because
Yeah.
it's like with like Necromunda, Blood Bowl. If people still buy the stuff and play the games,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
will
they'll
make more.
keep trying because obviously they want to sell,
Yeah, because obviously, like with Titans, unless you're me, there's only so many Titans that you can have.
Yeah, for real.
And with Imperators, they are an absolute sort of prime
Hmm.
model to have, and people would literally just buy it for the model
For
because,
sure.
as I said, like with like before the War Master came out, just owning a warlord was so sort of like such a novel thing because a warlord is so iconic
Yeah,
within
it is.
the whole grim dark. If you did do a Imperator, people would buy it, and it's just getting to that phase where
That's a big because it would probably what I mean. It's because it's big. You know what I mean? That thing is big from what I remember
it's twice,
last time.
it's at least twice the size of a warlord.
Okay, so
That's big,
yeah,
you know, because there's never been a accurate sizing. Now he says that roughly because um, obviously the cathedral on the backs that adds
yeah,
the height. Doesn't necessarily mean it adds the Titan itself. The buildings don't fight; there are guns in them though.
yeah.
But there were two types of Imperator. You had the Warmonger, and you had the Imperator itself.
Yeah.
Um, they've even mentioned about the Apocalypse class um, Titan. So whether or not they're going to bring out another one in between War Master and Imperator.
Oh,
I
I
think.
think they probably would.
Hmm.
Like,
Well,
why would you know what I mean? You probably want to drag it out and build it up and see if they're doing it. And
but like the War Master is size 12. A Warlord is size 10. So again, there's a gap between sizes.
yeah,
And originally in the original Adeptus Titanicus, it was um, all the different classes of Titan that they mentioned. So you had like the Eclipse, you had the Night Gaunt, you had the Deathbringer, you had the Nemesis. They were all meant to be different classes of Titan, but because they didn't have the technology and the resources to make
yeah,
different kits, they just had the Warlord and then done the various. They done them as subclasses basically.
yeah,
But again at seminars, Tony Cottrell, when he said that, said it was always intended that they were actually separate Titans.
yeah.
So
So they're kind of that makes sense.
yeah. So I was saying it was, they have a bleeding church on the back. Yeah.
Rich Nutter. I hope they do an Imperator just so people stop arguing about how big it's supposed to be.
Well,
That's
that's the
half the
thing.
fun, figuring it out.
In like the Dies Irae, which is the most famous. If you was to say like to most heresy followers, if you was to say what name a name of a Titan is the Dies Irae, the end of days, who is
Yeah,
the character of Legio Mortis that is in the first few books of the series. It's the main one that during the Istvan Free campaign, it could have gone either way. They could have gone loyalist, or they could have gone traitor. They went traitor, but it was it was described because that one apparently. Now I can't say legitimately, but it was described that it didn't have a cathedral on it, and it
okay.
was 43 meters high. So, which is
Wait, how
small,
many meters high?
43.
Okay.
Now a warlord is in the 30s, 33
Okay.
meters, which it worked out about 100 feet,
Yeah.
33 meters, and the Dies Irae, which didn't have church on its back, was 43 meters. The ones with churches on back were probably around about 53 meters.
Yeah.
But as Rich said, it would be nice just to have an official ruling, because obviously authors have gotten in on the act before and they've got the wrong sizes in.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Dan Abnett in Titanic has said that a warlord was 80 meters tall. It's not.
Yeah.
But then, those sort of things happen.
Be vague. It was very, very big.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, a warlord is near 100 feet tall. 33 meters times 3, 99 feet and a bit. So it's about 100 feet. So, sometimes when writers write stuff and the editors reading it are, if they're not into the fluff and the background, they miss those sort of details. It's like in Titan Death, there's describing a battle between the Legio Volpa and the Legio Ataris on board on the surface of like the space orbital thing, right?
Yeah.
And it says like the Ataris engines are firing missiles and they're 15,000 kilometers away from their target. And you're like, hold on, 15,000 kilometers? That's like between here and New Zealand. That's like around the planet, but it was meant to be 15,000 meters, which would have been more appropriate for a long range barrage weapon such as Apocalypse missiles, because that's well within their range. 15,000 meters is only 15 kilometers. So, most modern artillery can fire over that quite easily.
It was far, but not too far.
It was over there.
How far is that, sir? It is far, but not too far.
Yeah. Being on the other side of Earth.
My God, look at the size of that. How big is it? It is very big, but not too big.
Yeah, the Dies Irae is the one that attacked her. It's the one on the cover of Mortis, the latest book that's out. The other reason why Dies Irae is so well known is that it was the Titan that broke the wall, the final wall around the Imperial Palace. So it breached the wall, and that's why it's sort of, as well as being an Istafan, but it was renowned because it broke the walls of the final wall of terror before the well, there were several walls, but it broke the final one. The one that really mattered to get into the grounds of the Imperial Palace itself, sort of thing. Not that he did much afterwards, but it's like with certain things like battleships, like you hear the name Bismarck. It was, everybody knows the Bismarck, but it didn't do much. It sunk one ship, the HMS Hood, because it hit it in midships, and the shot, through sheer luck, went through and penetrated the magazine.
Yeah.
Obviously, blowing up something from the inside is a lot more devastating than trying to blow something up from the outside. And that's what sunk the Hood. But the way I see that is obviously, it was famous. It did that one thing, and it was a formidable battleship.
Yeah.
It had really big guns. It went out. It sunk a legendary, a legendary ship of the line for the British, sort of thing.
Yeah, and, exactly. It sunk a famous ship. Yeah.
So it got its name, up in lights. By the same token, the Graf Spee, which was a German pocket battleship, so as in it was actually a cruiser, but it had lots of guns. That classed it as a battleship, so a pocket battleship. That's more famous that it got chased to Argentina and then scuttled.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Dies Irae was a formidable, an Imperator is an amazing machine, end of story. And when you've got reputation added to it, that makes it more scary. because it's like if you was imagined you was in battle and you go, oh, they've got Titan support, you go, oh, bugger, and then they go, oh, Titan support's from Legio Mortis, you go, double bugger. Oh, and the Dying Arrow's at the front of it, you go, right, I'm leaving, here's my coat, bye. Because yeah, it's rather nasty. I don't know about that, Wolflord, because a Gloriana class battleship is at least 20 kilometers long. I know this because I just listened to Alfarius, head of the Hydra, and they actually mentioned that the Gloriana class battleship that the Alpha Legion have, or one of them, the Alpha, was 20 kilometers long. Macrag's Honor, which is the, I'm not sure if it's Gloriana class, but it's bigger. It was 27 kilometers long. So sometimes they did do some like extra work and added bits onto them, but Macrag's Honor was apparently the biggest one, probably very close to Vengeful Spirit. But they could carry Titans. I'm sure they could carry Titans. They're not designed to carry Titans. That's why Titans have their own ships.
That is right. They do have their own ships, don't they?
You have Titan conveyors, which are basically right. Let's get this right. So, if you looked at a Titan conveyor from above,
okay,
imagine a H with an extra bit in the middle.
Yep.
And at the end of each of the arms from the main sticky bit, there would be like not a, like it would be like a drop pod for Titans, and you could fit several Titans in there. So those things are dropped, and they also recover.
Oh wow! So that's how much they carry in those. Wow.
Yeah. So and the they also have one like Titan capable drop pods as well. That are called coffin ships. So it is basically like, you know, because at the start of Titan Death, you have the whole description of these things, and they're massive, and they have their own attending fleets to protect them as well. And the best thing I liked about them is you had Imperial Knights had their own residences on there, and they actually went on the outside of the Titan conveyors would have battlements. So these knights are standing on the battlements, at fire, shooting down incoming assault craft and stuff, and engaging Atari forces along the skin of the Titan conveyors. But they're all housed in what they call a drop keep. And guess what that does? So all the little knights go into their drop keep. It drops, lands, and they've got basically a mobile castle.
Yeah. So they went all out. That's so cool.
Yeah, Rich. Yeah, so you have that little description in Titan Death because they do. They drop into a battle on Fata Garment 5, I think it was. But if you've read Betrayer by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, there's a scene in that where an Imperator dropship lands, and that's when the Legio Audax are running around and go to challenge it. Laurel of Defiance, a Chaos drop pod occurs, which is quite funny because they land awkwardly and they're trying to break out because the door's buckled and they're trying to get out, and then suddenly a big chain fist comes through the door of the actual drop pod, which reveals, as it falls down, reveals a Reaver Titan that has just been cleaved in two by the Titan behind it, because it was so frantic and so determined to get out, he just cut through the Reaver
Oh wow.
because he was so bloodthirsty. And then there's Honor the Dead, which is an audio. You can get it as a book, but Honor the Dead is better as an audio book because they have all the sound effects in there, which just make it all better.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of
There's
cool.
a thing in there where a lander crash lands, and they go. I think it's a loyalist one that crashes, and they're going around to try and protect it and until they can get out or something, or it could be a traitor one that crashes and they go there to kill it. I can't remember. It's been a while since I listened to it. But yeah, there's several stories that have them in there, but Titan Death is definitely the better one because there's action going on before everything goes off, and I just love the idea of drop keeps for knights.
That is a really cool one with night like that would be a cool like display for some knights. Make a drop keep in there and then have them all in it. That would be a sweet like looking display.
In 40k, they used to have these bastions models,
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
right? Well, bastions are also drop bastions. You can deep strike them in the planetary assault
Yeah,
game.
rules. Okay.
You could drop bastions in. So me and my friend, when we done this planet strike, that was what it was called. We participated in a campaign day at Warhammer World, and we both had the bastions come down with our little guys sort of thing, or just dropped them and then manned them, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but using one of them as a drop keep would be proper scale because the doors would be big enough for the knights to come out of, the little 18
Yeah.
knights. So I might actually do that because I have got one of them indoors, which is not doing much. So there's a project I'm going to do now.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. Something came out of the show.
Yeah.
Do you
Always.
have to go soon, sir?
Yeah. 5 minutes. We still got 5 minutes. We can do this, boys and
Yeah,
girls, and
we got 5 more. Hit
everyone
us with
else.
any questions, comments. Remember, go to artistempire.com and sign in on the forums. Leave some blog comments, whatever you want. I'll be working on that over the coming months. So I got some plans for content. And oh, he's doing his birthday. Oh, just a little tease.
I'm removing the pig. Taking some. It took somebody else with it, but do I care?
No, God,
Oh,
that was a birthday pig.
totally worth it.
Very
Oh,
much
that's
so.
nice. Oh, Percy Pig, you devil.
Percy Pig knows what's up.
Mm. No, he's a bad boy. Yeah. Yeah. Again, either read Titan Death or listen to it on because if you have Audible, that's
Yeah, I
quite a
do.
good way of getting books. Because that's what I normally do.
I gotta figure out like a little. I've been sitting on Audible credits, and I bought a few books, and I still have more. So maybe that's what I'll do, like on the forum. I'll figure out a way with this show to like give away a little Audible book at first. 'Cause I have like six. I'm like, I'm not going to use them all. I might as like people bother tuning in and everything. So do just like a small giveaway. So I want to kind of figure out that, and it's something easy because all I have to do is send it to their email. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, I got it. Can send a book to their email. Someone can get it. So I'll have to figure out a cool way to do that with some of the people who have been engaging with us on YouTube and that. So I think I'm gonna get, and I got some whatever stuff coming up next month that's good. So I'll be out whatever talking about a lot of stuff and websiting it up and all that. So should be a good month.
Well,
In
there's lots of
theory.
things for you regulars that tune in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's like because I appreciate that. It's like it's in the middle of my day. It's in the evening there, and like they spend a lot of time. So I want to just reward them with something. I'm like I got it, and don't use them all, so it's kind of like a perfect thing as a gift.
Actually, Killock has just said in the chat he's been waiting for Mortis an audio book. Might just have to go get a hard copy.
Yeah.
Exactly what I did. I know I've heard that they've had problems getting the audio book sorted out, or there's been some sort of hold up for the audio. Normally, it comes out at the time of release of the hardback. So when the hardback comes out, not the limited edition one, but when the hardback comes out, that they release the audiobook.
They don't start with the hardback?
The special edition, like collector's edition, it comes out first.
Oh,
and then about
okay.
3 months
So,
later,
yeah.
you have hardback. And then about a year later, you have the paperback, the mass market.
I just wondered. Yeah, of course they have the special come out first. That makes sense.
But I download. I got it on ebook from Black Library the other day. Because I'm so used to audiobooks, it's getting my head and getting time, because I'm a busy man.
Yeah.
Getting time to actually read. So I've only done the first few pages, which was actually quite cool. So I've only ever heard good things about Mortis as well, and John French does do a good, strong sort of book for Heresy. Like he done the first one of the Siege of Terror, which was Solar War. So yeah, I'm looking forward to actually getting into it, because Leisure Ignatum are in there kicking ass and
repping the boys. Repping the boys.
Yeah, you don't mess about with Leisure Ignatum. They're the ones that are going to make you pay.
Well, you have a good one planned today.
Yeah, all done.
Fun. You're streaming Saturday again? Do you know?
Yep, I will be. I haven't decided what I'll be streaming.
Gotcha.
But I will be streaming, because you got to keep up with these sort of things, and I like regular stuff, so it adds to my week. So yeah, I'll be rambling. So
good. I'll swing by. I'll check in on a Saturday, see what's up.
Yeah, what's going down?
Yeah.
I might do some basing stuff, because lots of people have been asking about my bases, so I might do that.
Yeah, and I saw you talking about they were cool. You had some good. They fit. They fit the mood, and they fit when they're walking and all that kind of stuff. So
add scale as well, as much as little dudes.
I know that's what's the scale. Gosh, those models are so good. Those new Titans are so cool. So I did these two. I'll end up doing some finishing tweaks, and I still have a repulsor from Wolf Lord Lewis that I didn't get brought in here, that I have to pull in, and I'm going to work on. So one day this week I might pop up on a live stream and do one, and then maybe next month time I got to figure out a weekend show. So I can't put it when you're on Saturday night now. Can't be right over on top of Lee's, so that takes my Saturday. But so either Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna try to get one in more regularly. I don't know which day would work best for that.
You just see what Wolf was put in at the bottom.
Oh Lord, that was a good one. See, we'll start out with a laugh and end with a laugh. That's hilarious. He brought up the first and the last of the Dune call outs for the day.
Wolf Lewis had the last laugh.
That was a good one, man. On that note, I think we will call it an evening. Thanks for everyone for joining us. It means a lot to me, and we will see you soon. We'll be back next Wednesday, as long as the world doesn't come to an end.